A wise prophet once said, car guys are also motorcycle guys. They just don't know it yet. Now, I don't know who said that, but they're the smartest person in the entire world. 5 years in the making, and today is finally the day. I'm gonna show you how to find the perfect project motorcycle, and then BigTime getting its first bike. How long you had it?
I had it for about 2 years, man.
Oh, damn, okay. It looks like homie's got a big rig. Dude, it's a good sign. It's all in there. Welcome to BigTime, and it's bike time. Let's go. Now, we here at BigTime love motorcycles. I probably love them a little bit more. I mean, I have 10 motorcycles myself. Some people might call that a problem. I call it a medical condition. So you can't make fun of me. It's 2024, dorks. And the reason I have all those bikes is because, well, they're all a little bit different, but they're all really fun. And that's the reason why I think if you're a car person, you'll probably like motorcycles. Can you modify them? Yes. Are there like selective groups of people that really fit your personality that you can join? Yes. Do you buy them because you want to impress girls, but really that doesn't work and you just really impress more dudes? Yes. Are they a great way to learn how to wrench on things mechanical? Yes. If you can work on a motorcycle, you can work on anything. From a diesel truck to an S14 and everything in between, you can do it. So the game plan for today is I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna walk you through the process if you're interested in joining this two-wheeled world. And when you're getting into motorcycles, probably the biggest and first hurdle you're gonna have to overcome is what type of bike you wanna buy. So I'm gonna give you a quick crash course. There's adventure bikes, that's for old guys. There's dual sports, that's for poor guys. There's touring bikes, that's for fat guys. There's cafe racers, that's for hip guys. There's scooters, that's for shameless guys. There's e-bikes, I think you know who you are. Now, because we here at BigTime are gonna pick our very first project motorcycle, I will be looking at 3 different categories of bikes, starting with dirt bikes. Now this right here is my 2007 CRF 450R. This was my race dirt bike that I had for a bunch of years before I converted it into a supermoto. So I have street tires with better brakes and I get to sit up really upright. You can put blinkers on there, you can get it tagged, you can ride it on the street just like a normal motorcycle. And then when you want to go rip on the dirt in the weekends, you can change everything back. Now dirt bikes are a great beginner bike to start off with because you get to learn in a safer environment and they're a lot cheaper. Can you get hurt? Yes, you can. I got a couple of broken collarbones to prove it, but you don't have to worry about a car hitting you. But say you want to skip dirt bikes completely. You don't have a truck to load it into, and maybe you just don't live next to any dirt. You want to go straight to the street. Well, the next category of bikes we're going to be looking at are naked bikes. Now, naked bikes have the heart and soul and core and the guts of a sport bike, but they're draped in a little bit more comfortable riding position. I don't have clothes on. Now this naked bike is a 2008 KTM 990 Super Duke R. Now with naked bikes like these, you get the best of both worlds because you get the guts of a sport bike with a little bit relaxed riding position, but you still can pull hot freaking wheelies, still can do hot freaking stoppies, and they're super comfortable to ride, especially on the highway in extended periods of time riding. Sport bikes get a little cramped for a long amount of time. Not on this thing. My 6'4" frame loves this bike. But say you're a glutton for punishment. This thing isn't as cool as the sport bikes because Valentino Rossi doesn't whip one. Marc Marquez doesn't whip one. Jeremiah Burton doesn't whip one. Say you want a motorcycle that is pure, hardcore motorcycle, fast and loud and cool, and it screams and it impresses people. It does all those fun things. That's the reason why you get into cars, and now that you're also into motorcycles. Well, that is my next motorcycle, the sport bike. Now, when I was a kid, sport bikes were the ultimate motorcycles. They looked cool, they looked sexy, they looked sleek, and they were really fast. Right here, I have a 2002 RC51. I love sport bikes. I like the aggressive riding position. I like going fast. I like being able to go out to a track, drag a knee, drag an elbow, drag a helmet, and look like a real cool guy. So these are probably my favorite bikes. Now, regardless of any of the options we talked about today, they're gonna be more beginner-friendly motorcycles and more advanced. So you have like the 1000cc bikes like this, we call these the leader bikes. Then you have the baby bikes, the 300cc, the 400cc. Now, if you're a beginner and you're starting out, I would advise you to not buy a leader bike or even a 600 inline 4 sport bike, depending on how much you weigh. There are some bigger boys out there where 600 might actually be okay for them. But for the most part, I don't want you to go out and buy something that will scare the crap out of you, because there's a good chance that bike could easily go 160, 170 miles an hour, and you could probably pick it up for $2,000, $3,000. You would much rather buy a smaller bike and really learn on that bike and be able to graduate from it, not grow into the motorcycle that you purchased. If this were the car world, it would be the equivalent of you going and buying a Viper or a Corvette when you were 16 years old. Oh, okay, don't do that. Go start off on a Miata and then work your way up. That being said, I think it's about time to go find the Miata of the motorcycle world. I'm about to tap in to years of experience and show you guys all the tips and secrets of finding a credible bike at an incredible price. Let's go on Facebook Marketplace. Before we begin our search, I want to set a few limits. I don't care if the max price you want to spend is $1,000 or $10,000. If you're a beginner rider, we need to limit the displacement of motorcycles we're looking for, because the worst thing you can do is buy a big bike, scare yourself, and then never want to get back into motorcycling ever again. So I'm going to set a limit of 500 cc's. Another reason to get a smaller cc motorcycle is insurance. Insurance is going to be really expensive if you're younger, and having a motorcycle that's like a leader bike, 1000cc, super dangerous, super fast, it's going to be crazy expensive to insure. Also, parts are going to be more expensive for that bike. So these beginner bikes, they're mass produced. There's a ton of them out there, and you can get parts for relatively cheap, which is great because you're probably going to be making a couple mistakes, whether you're learning how to fix it and you break stuff, or whether you're learning how to ride it and you happen to take a little spill. But here's the thing, just because they're low displacement, small amount of horsepower, doesn't mean that they can't get up and go. A lot of these bikes that we're going to be looking at can get to 100 miles an hour faster than most cars. I want to keep it under $5,000. Now, $5,000 is a lot of money. But if I look for bikes that are $5,000, maybe, just maybe, I can get it for $3,500. I don't know what's going on in this guy's life. Maybe he's getting a divorce, which actually is a great little search key, which I'm going to teach you about here in a second. But now here's the real fun part. Going on Facebook Marketplace, going on OfferUp, going on Craigslist, and doing the digging and trying to find a sick deal. Okay, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go to vehicles. I'm going to put my price, $5,000. Vehicle type, I'm going to come down here to motorcycles, sort by. I always sort by date listed, newest first, okay? Because I want to get on those hot piping deals. So once I do that, it's going to give me a general search of bikes all within those categories. So something might spark my interest, but you can always get more granular. So I search wife and divorce as keywords in my search, and sometimes they pop up because the guy's putting in a title, hey, I got to sell this, my wife doesn't want me to have it. So right now I got a 2010 Yamaha FZ6R, so this is a 600cc. This thing's been crashed, total piece of junk. We're gonna move on, but you never know, that could have been the one. That's part of this fun, is like looking and searching. Here's another great one, okay? Here's a 2004 Kawasaki ZX6RR. This is a great example of a motorcycle where you'll be like, hey, $2,800, a bright green bike, a Kawasaki, a 600, it's pretty cheap. I should get this as my first bike. Do not buy this. Do not be persuaded by the pretty thing that will just break your heart later. Be reasonable. You gotta work up to the hot ones. One tip is if you're on Facebook, you have some of these like preset things that you can click. Don't use those, because as someone who sells a lot of stuff, when I see those, it's just someone being lazy. Like if you genuinely want this thing, you're gonna type out a message. So that's what I wanna do. Okay, come say hi. Come get on camera and say hi. Come on, come up here. Come on, come here. What? You want pets? This guy's so aggressive. Tire kickers, time waster, BS game playing, Stay away. Serious buyers only. Lowball offers will be blocked. 3,500 cash. Call me a name and I'll beat your ass. Want to try me? Please do. How aggressive is this person? Don't ask stupid questions. I already explained in listing. Don't act like a punk. Don't want to, but lost my job. See? Lost job. That's another great keyword that you can put in there. Okay, so we've been on Craigslist. We've been on Facebook Marketplace. We've been on OfferUp. We have a collection of motorcycles that fit all of our criteria. The next thing to do is to actually go look at them with our eyes. Oh, okay. Oh, you're going away? Oh, okay. Great. Tilt up. And transition. Okay, another day, another opportunity to find BigTime's first motorcycle. I got my helmet in the back here in case I need to do a test ride, which brings me to my next point, and that is gear. First things first, you gotta have a good helmet. That's ECE, FIM, Schnell. DOT is kind of not that great, but if you got to get a DOT helmet, make sure that it's a legit helmet. It's not just someone who slapped a sticker on it. You only got one brain, so you got to make sure you protect it. Next thing is a jacket. I like leather jackets, but you can get textile ones. Whatever you do, just make sure you get one that fits, one that's not too tight, one that's not too loose. Next, you're going to want some good gloves. Got to protect your hands. Get some pants, preferably riding pants that have Kevlar or some sort of padding in them in case you take a spill. Your skin and asphalt do not mix. And then finally, last but not least, get you a set of riding boots, riding shoes, something that'll protect your feet and your ankles. Taking a spill without gear absolutely sucks. And I actually know a guy who might have a pretty interesting story about that. Hey!
Hey, why are you here?
Hey, you, what are you doing?
You just gotta stab it a little bit.
You just stabbed it! You actually did cut it!
Yeah, I know.
No!
It's okay. Oh, it's self-healing. What's up?
I came over here because I was talking about a motorcycle accident.
Oh, cool.
And you've gotten in a motorcycle accident, haven't you?
I have indeed. It was real fun.
Tell me that story.
Okay, well, the year was 2016, I think. I was 27, and I was getting ready to sell a bike. It was a 1983 Honda Shadow. It was real cool. And I was getting ready to sell it, so I had just like tuned it up, and I was just out and about making sure that it ran right and taking pictures for like the, Craigslist ad. And so I got done taking the pictures, and then I was just on my way back to my house, kind of taking like the long loop. And so I was just going on like Main Street in my town, 40-mile-an-hour road, cruising, not doing anything wrong, just going the speed limit, making sure the bike was running right. And a lady was at a side street waiting to pull out. Didn't see me, pulled out right in front of me. I T-boned her I had time to like hit the brake, but just like slammed straight into like her driver's wheel. It was a Ford Edge, so an SUV, and I just like smashed my face into the hood, flew over the car probably like 30 feet. Oh. Bones sticking out of my leg.
Oh, but you had a helmet on though, right?
No.
Oh, but you had like a jacket on though, right?
You had a t-shirt.
Okay, and you had like protective like boots and pants on, right?
Jeans and a pair of Adidas Busenitz skate shoes.
Okay, so let's see the scars. Come on. Get a close-up of these bad boys. Oh, God.
That's where the bones came out. I walked into the crane in the garage a couple weeks ago and just like cut open the scar, which was not super fun. But yeah, that's where the bones came out. I put those back in on the ground right after it happened. It was just like another 90-degree here, and I was just like, boom.
Yeah.
Not fun. This is where they cut me open. So I have a titanium rod inside the tibia from top to bottom. So they cut me open there, drill a big hole down the bone, and hammer that thing home. And then I have 2 set screws right there.
And show them your nose.
Oh yeah, in my nose, which is less crooked than it used to be. Which way does it point?
Points this way.
Yeah, so pretty crooked. Nice big scar. And I couldn't breathe out of it for the last, 7-8 years, but I got it fixed last November. And I can breathe.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is always wear gear and keep your head on a swivel, because you might be the best rider in the world, but there's always going to be someone out there who might not see you.
That's exactly right. It's not always up to you. So yeah, wear a helmet.
Just remember, when you're out on the streets, look at all these cars. A lot of those people are texting, they're not paying attention, and you don't have the luxury of a metal cage to save you. So be on the lookout, always be alert, and that'll keep you safe. Now, let's go look at our first bike. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, nice to meet you,
How
man.
you doing, bro?
Good, good.
Yeah, I had it for about 2 years. I got it from Delamo Motorsports.
What'd you do to the motor, do you know? Like, what
Yeah,
you did
so
exactly to
I
it?
got a guy that owns a motorcycle shop. He ordered some little parts. I don't know what he did, but he upgraded the motor, like put like little pieces in it, I guess, to make it go faster.
Yeah, for sure. All right, looked at the first bike. This is why you go look at motorcycles with your real eyes and not just based on photos. And I've been doing this long enough to know when you smell something's a little fishy. The guy had said on the phone, like, hey, there was just a couple scratches on the bike from it leaning up against the wall. And there were a couple scratches on the fairings, but then also the edge of the brake lever, that scratched. The mirror is scratched on the right side. So it definitely took a little spill at some point, which is okay if you're okay knowing that you're gonna fix that stuff. But usually if someone's telling you a little bit of a lie, then there's probably other issues going on. So we're off to go look at another bike. Maybe we'll find one today. We're gonna be patient though. If you rush into buying a motorcycle that's not ideal just because you're super stoked about it and there's problems with it, it's gonna set you back. You're gonna hate it. Because when you buy a bike, yeah, you wanna work on it, but you also want to ride. That's the fun part. Happened to be in Long Beach, and one of my good friends, who's also an automotive YouTuber, happens to live in Long Beach.
What's up, baby?
All right, enough of that guy. Let's go try to find us a motorcycle. All right, so we just pulled up at the spot. It looks like homie's got a big rig. Dude, it's a good sign. All right, let's go chat with this dude. Good, man. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Edgar.
Jeremiah. Yo, you got a big rig back here?
Yeah, my dad's.
Oh, really? So I met the seller, Edgar, super cool guy. He's selling this 2023 Ninja 400 with 1,800 miles. He's selling this bike because he bought another bigger bike. That's perfect for us because now we got some room to negotiate. But before I even think about buying this thing, I need to take it for a test ride. I'm gonna go through all the things you should look for when you're test riding a motorcycle. Before you even get on the bike, make sure the brakes work. That's kind of important. You want to make sure that you can stop before you go. Then once you get on it, do all the electronics work, all the blinkers, all the lights. So I always, when I show up to a place, make sure that the bike hasn't been started before I get there. So I touch the headers. If the headers are warm at all, then I know that the seller started it. And it's always best to make sure when you start the bike, it is a true cold start. Because that's how it's going to be when you start it every morning in your garage or in your driveway to go take off for work. So the bike started up fine, it was a cold start, that's a good check. All the gauges work, all the clusters work, the levers feel good, the brakes feel good, nothing's bent, nothing's broken. Before you get on it, also check the tires, check the brakes, make sure there's material on the pads, make sure that there's still tread on the tires. Make sure you do your due diligence before you hop on a bike and test drive it. There have been times where I've showed up and the guy's like, hey, you want to take it for a test ride? And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to test drive it if it looks in a particular condition. That's not acceptable to me. Now, once you actually get on the bike and you're ready to go, you got all your gear, next thing you can do is make sure it goes through all the gears. So you don't have to go fast, but you just want to make sure it shifts up and down good. You want to make sure the throttle response is good, that you don't have a sticky throttle. You want to make sure that you run it long enough so that if it does overheat, you will know if it overheats. Now I'm about to go on the highway. We're gonna try to get it up to speed, try to rev it all the way throughout the range. This bike is perfect. It checks all of our boxes. The only thing left I had to do was give Edgar some cash. He gave me the title. We did it. We have our project motorcycle. 5 years in the making, and it's finally here. I cannot wait to start modifying this thing. If you guys want to be a part of that and give your input, please leave a comment down below. Join the Discord. We're in there always looking and seeing what you guys have to say. So thank you so much for being a part of that. I cannot express how thankful Joby and I are for you guys and the support that you've shown this channel. We love you so much. We have a lot of stuff planned. So if you could like and subscribe, share this with your friends, it'd mean the world. I'm just so pumped we got a motorcycle. I cannot wait. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so, so much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Big time, bike time. Bye.